Burnt bodies found in cars, drug smuggling, human smuggling, murders, robberies, all sorts of things in this part of the desert.
The bodies were found in a burned out car in the Pinal County desert over the weekend, and the Pinal County Sheriff says we should all be concerned.
This is what Sheriff Paul Babu and his deputies discovered over the weekend. A burned out car, 5 bodies inside. Border Patrol tried to pull the group over before they took off and ended up off the highway, torched.
We've seen nothing like this before, with five killed and then the vehicles burned, likely in an effort to conceal evidence, and it's very alarming.
As you may know, this is right here on the edge of both counties, and this has historically been an area where we see a lot of drug trafficking and a lot of human trafficking. A lot of those gotaways you hear about coming right through this area.
The city of Phoenix is only a 60-minute drive from here.
70 miles south of here is the Mexican border, and there's a straight shot for the drug smugglers to come through here and to do their trade. They get right here, they load up the drugs and the people into the cars, and the next stop, Phoenix.
In the middle of all that lies this abandoned ranch, which we're on the property right now. We're gonna check it out and see what it has to offer. It is a beautiful day out here, around 70-something degrees. It's gonna be a nice explore. You're not gonna wanna miss this one. Let's get it started. And this is right when you come in. The main road is right over there. Driveway. The driveway into this ranch property. And I'm not too sure what this was, but someone has definitely painted polka dots on it. Guess they're trying to be artsy or something. Some sort of outbuilding. Yeah, that group of side-by-sides over there just hanging out. That's the people you hear in the background over there. So yeah, like I said, some sort of building for storage or something. We got some pipes in here. Beautiful area, nice weather. It's in the 70s right now. But come out here in the summer, it would be quite hot. There's a bunch of miscellaneous wood here. I would assume it was probably from this building over here, or maybe there was another one nearby, but could have been another outbuilding that had come down at one point. Here's my truck over there. Now we're gonna head over here, check out the corrals. So there's a bunch of interesting stuff on this property. Like I said in the beginning, this area is in a very open area for drug trafficking and smuggling. So you'll be seeing evidence of that. They usually wore camo clothing, and I've seen some already in my initial walkthrough. So what you're looking at over here is a bed camper for a truck, like a sliding camper, and this thing is just completely destroyed. There's nothing left of it at all. Looks like this one was for a short bed. Let's see if we can get some sort of manufacturer. I don't know. No idea. It's too badly destroyed. Yeah, it looks like it's for a 6.5, maybe 8-foot bed. So right now we're coming up on some of the corrals at the ranch here. They're in fairly decent shape. A lot of the fencing is still up. Nice and strong. Wood's in pretty good shape. Now again, we're in the desert, so it doesn't rain a lot. So stuff doesn't rot out as easily. Some sort of covered area for something over here. So yeah, it's very quiet out here. I did see a lot of people camping on my drive in off the road, and it kind of makes me wonder, have things gotten better or have things gotten worse? But I would assume since people are camping, it's fairly safe. Or maybe it just depends where you go in this valley here. I'm sure the further out you go, the more remote areas, it gets a little sketchier. A lot of these people I saw were camping fairly close to the highway off the main dirt road here, so I would assume it's somewhat safe. There was a sign saying they do have frequent patrols, but that still doesn't change the fact that this is a pretty dangerous area. Looks like we got a single wide trailer down there. We'll go check that out when we get to it. We got looks like a chicken coop or something over there, and another building, small building. So that ramp right there is where they would load and unload the cattle from. They would back up a trailer to it and open the door, let them down, or load them in, whichever they were doing. Here's a feeding trough. Maybe it wasn't a chicken coop. You have this in here. Yeah, maybe this wasn't a chicken coop. This might have been something else, storage or something. But there's a lot of stuff on the ground, which makes me assume there was an animal here. They would put some sort of animal in here. It was soft, so not too sure. Here's another building we got here. We've had a pretty warm winter so far, so I'm keeping my guard up for snakes. I haven't seen any yet. It's a fairly warm day, so they would be out. More feeding troughs. You see they have some over there too. So the animals would be in here, and then they would put their food in there. let's go around the other side and have a peek in here. Now this building is interesting because you have wood blocks and then you have mortar right here. So they built it. I've never seen something built like this before. Usually it's bricks or stone with mortar, but this is wood blocks with mortar. Kind of looks like railroad ties. It's pretty strong. It's holding up nicely, except for the roof, which is gone. I would say this is the second largest building on this property. I don't know what I said about the other building, but second largest building on this property. Third largest would be that little outbuilding that is by my truck. Floor's in good shape. You see they did have power at one point. You see a receptacle over there. So I wonder if this was ranch hand quarters or something. Yeah, the roof's all coming down over there. Here's another covered portion right here. Got more fencing everywhere. It's kind of hard to tell where everything was. There could have been more fencing. See over here and all over there. The animals had a pretty big spot to roam. Here's a single wide. You can tell the rain's been coming through here and carving out a nice little area. More railroad ties. I wonder if this was left over for more buildings they had to build, because this stuff that you saw they were building that structure with over there. Yes, this is definitely a 1960s, maybe 50s single wide. I just can already tell by the design. This is my kind of trailer. I love vintage stuff, like wood paneling. I absolutely love it. The more wood, the better. But this one has definitely seen better days. So I would assume right here is the living room area. You had some storage up there. You had power all around. Now, I had a camper trailer and it was set up kind of similar to this. But this one isn't meant to be like a tow behind. This one's more like a stationary mobile home, manufactured home. So this looks like it was actually added. This doesn't look factory. So there must have been something else here at one point and they took it out and built this little bench, if you will, tabletop. Admiral fridges. You can see people have been shooting at it. Do I dare? Should I open this thing? Let's see. There better not be anything dead inside here. Nope, nothing at all. Over here you have your really nice oven. Too bad someone smashed out the glass right here. This is a double pane to keep the heat in. You had your clock, or your timer. Sometimes these doubled as a timer too. But, yes, this is nice. And you have your heat control right here. The gas. This is the gas one. Okay. Here's your bottom portion. Here's your HVAC control. This thing probably had heat and all your plumbing down there. Storage closet. Don't know what was in here. Maybe another bedroom or something. You had your little vanity right here. Wallpaper. You can see there was some wallpaper here at one point. Storage for days around here. Closet. Sink. And here's your bathroom. Yeah, my trailer was set up just like this. But my toilet was in that spot where that hole is. The toilet goes over there, and then you have your bathtub. And then over here you have your master bedroom. And that'll be it for this creepy old trailer. That's pretty interesting. Here's your tank, if you will. They call them. Here's your cattle tank. This is where the cows would be able to get their water from. It's dry as a bone right now. I would assume this does fill up in monsoon season. You can even see cow prints around here. And they could also fill it from the water tank right there. See, you got the pipe running from it. So that would probably be the main source of water for this thing, and then the rain would add to it. cut an access hole in here. There's the other end of the pipe right here. So we'll keep that cattle tank constantly full. We'll check out that main ranch house in a minute. Interesting, we have a concrete pad here. I almost wonder if there was another manufactured home right here, because they have the steps. They would probably get on the dirt over here, and this would be a kind of like a patio. But definitely pretty much the same length as a manufactured home right here. So there could have been another one at one point. There you got a water tank over there. More fencing, that's probably the edge of the property. Here's a truck bed camper shell. And here's the main ranch house. Probably had a nice sliding door here at one point, you could see. Clothesline over there. Very clean. It looks like people have been sweeping up in here and keeping the place looking nice for visitors. I'm sure this place does get a lot of visitors, given everyone camps around here. Beautiful windows. More nice wood paneling, which I love to see. They had another very nice porch right here. Probably a bedroom of sorts. Maybe. A lot of different rooms in this house. This right here would be the back of your fireplace. Bathroom. Nice tub. You don't see many like that anymore. Looks like the side-by-sides are heading out. Big open area here. Here was your kitchen over here. Here was your living room. Beautiful tile floors in here. There's your fireplace. Man, this was a really nice house back in the day. If it wasn't in such a bad area, if this house wasn't in a questionable area, I would love to live here. But Beautiful stone. You can actually see the copper in the rock, which is really cool. Beautiful windows looking out. You had your sliding door over there. And here's your kitchen. There's your HVAC behind here. Then you have the vents to blow it where you want. You had another bathroom in here. Nice old sink. Another room right here. And that's pretty much the house. There's one more building out here, one more little structure, and then you have the front of the house, which we're gonna go check out now. Which is really cool because this has an outdoor fireplace. Perfect for a chilly night out in the desert. Again, this one also has copper in the rocks, which is awesome. Here's another shot of the house from this corner. That's probably where your firewood would go, right there in that little loop. Probably another water tank. People have been shooting at it as well, you can see. And here's another old building. And this building here is also built with the same method of railroad ties and mortar cement. Not too sure what was in here. Must have been a pretty nice ranch at one point. Here's a shot of the road coming in. We had to cross a wash to get here. This is pretty interesting.